Hey friends, welcome back. I really hate saving money. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, and I wanna share with you why. So, I was on the live stream the other day, and someone asked me, do I recommend putting my money into a savings account or investing it? And straight up, every single time I would say, unless you're saving for an emergency fund or you're saving for something that you need right away, I would not recommend putting your money into a savings account because your money is literally becoming less and less. It's not possible to save your money to riches. If you look at any rich person, their money came from investing for the long term, or they made more money. They didn't just like save pennies away to a lot. Because even if you were to save like $1 a day, by the time you're 60 or 70, you still would only have like a couple $1,000s. You wouldn't have riches. In order to actually be well off or at least have enough money to retire, you really need to invest your money. And that can be in so many different areas. You can invest in yourself. Like, one of the best things to do is to get more education, invest in yourself so that your income is higher. And other investments are stocks, which I really like, bonds, different businesses that you're into, or your own business. There's so many different things that you could, because when you're putting money in a bank, it's literally depreciating by, I'm not sure which country you're in, but in the US there's a 2% inflation target every single year. So let's say I have $100 in the bank. By next year, my $100 is worth $98. So the things I can buy is a lot less. And if I had that in the bank for 10 years, it's just decreasing. So it's like, the more I work, the more I save, the less I have. So what is the point of that? It doesn't make sense for me, at least. Now, you should always have an amount where it's like your emergency fund or your medical fund, or if it's something that you know for sure you're going to need very, very soon and you need it 100%, like maybe it's your child's college tuition or something that you're paying yourself towards, then I totally understand that. I would have a savings too. I have that as well. But once you have that set up, then everything else should be invested. That is my opinion. So there's this book that I really like. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And in the beginning, it's like showing off how he's spending money left and right. He can afford like luxury cars, he's got the best mansion, throws the best parties. It's like he doesn't care about money at all. But they go into it and it shows that he really, really cares about his money. It's just he's good at organizing how much he can spend and when he can spend it. So let's say, I kind of forget the exact numbers, but let's say every time he made $10, he would take a couple dollars to pay off debt first. Like before he does go out and buys some new Nike sneakers or something else, he takes a portion of that, for sure, paying off the principal of any debt that he needs to. Because once you're debt free, then you can actually start investing in the future. But if you have debt to begin with, that should always be your number one priority goal, to get rid of it, because you need to do that before you can start investing. Because investments have ups and downs, and if you still have this debt there, it's just gonna like pile up and put more stress. So number one, he takes a portion of his money to pay off his debts. And then next, he pays himself. So what he means by pays himself is this money is his to keep forever, right? This money is gonna work for him. He calls this money like his workers. So let's say $10, $3 to your debt, then like $4 to you pay to yourself. This money you're not paying to buy sneakers. This money you're not gonna splurge on vacation. This money you pay to yourself in any way possible to make more money. So you can invest that in your studies, you can invest that in index fund. Even if you want to put it in a savings, that's okay, but you need a savings that's higher than inflation, So basically, that money is for your keeps. And then the last portion, that's where you can splurge all you want. And you don't have to go with this method, but I just really like it because it's kind of a good financial planning for your future, and you can still splurge. It's just the amount that you can splurge increases as your net worth increases. So a lot of times people are spending money that they're not at that level yet to spend. Like, I mean, of course you can choose however you want to spend your money, but with this proportion, the more money that you have invested and the more money that's coming in from your investments, the more money you can spend. So yeah, at the beginning, $10, you can only be like, oh, I can only splurge $2-3. That's so little. But when that $10 that you have invested becomes like $100, then it goes from $2-3 to $20-30 that you can splurge. And then that carries on because of compound interesting that just keeps growing over a long period of time. Eventually that $2-3, you can be spending $200-300 every single time you have that. So I hope this is making sense. So to like, the reason I don't like saving is because your money is getting fewer. The reason I like investing is because in the longer term, it may seem like a little at first, but in the long term, you have extra money that you can spend on whatever it is that you want, and you always feel secure. As for investments, you have to make your own decisions on what to invest to. For me, if I'm going to save, I really like index funds, especially like the S&P 500 or something where it can group up the best companies of that country. I like to go with US because US, if you look at the S&P 500, it's actually been just a positive, steady slope. Of course, there are crashes, there are ups and downs, but if you had left your money in there, even if you bought at the highest time and then you met a crash, if you didn't sell, if you didn't need that money right away, if you didn't get scared off, eventually your money became positive. So the best way that I know of is to dollar cost average. It's just, don't try to time the market, just try to keep your money in the market. So right now, I'm consistently investing. Like whenever I have spare money, I organize it. Okay, a portion, I can buy whatever it is I want so I can feel guilt-free because I know I'm organizing it. And then the other portion, I'm just solely investing. And then invest for the long term. Don't go for the high risky trying to make a quick buck, because wouldn't you rather have like a more longer term guaranteed success than try to get lucky and win the lotto? Because if you know like casino odds, if you know the lottery odds, the real odds, the odds of you winning, getting lucky like that is very low, especially for the long term. If you play that game for too long, eventually the house will always win. And so that's just my take on it. I really love to know, what do you guys think? Because someone had brought this up, so I was like, yeah, the traditional way is like always save. But you really can't save yourself to riches. But if you invest and you make more income, if you have your money work for yourself, then eventually you can upgrade your life. At least that's what worked for me. I hope this helps. I hope people seek out more financial education, either through YouTube, through books, through so many programs that you can learn. I just feel like there's not enough financial education in school that I wish I would have been taught. I really thank the YouTube world for having so much great information. I just wanted to share my input. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Drop a like if you did. Comment down below what you like to talk about next or how you like to spend your money. And that's it. Take care. Love you. Bye.